Hey guys, Market Muse here. Today's February 6th, the Wednesday. I wanted to take a quick look at the markets, give you an update from last time. So last time we took a look at the S&P 500 and we pulled a fib retracement, and we saw that our golden pocket landed in the area we were at. Now something to keep in mind, not only humans trade the markets, but also algorithms. So we may see a front run, which could be a spike, a wick past the target levels, and reason being it can take out stop losses and such. However, it does not guarantee, that notion does not guarantee that this is going to be the pivot point into the next trend. So let's have an alternate just so we can be ready should anything change. And let's take a look. So looks like from this price history, seem to have been forming a channel. Let me change the background so it'd be easier to look at. Sorry about that. Enter off. Let's make that as close as possible as we can. Okay, so we made a channel back here in November to December, which we retested once we bounced here, hit the top, came down, short, bounced up, retested the upside again, then we made a lower high here. And so we can sustain the price here, so we came down, retested the low, bounced a little, could not make it past the median, and then we broke down. Now we see this kind of V-shaped recovery here. So what are our next levels that we could be looking at for some kind of pivot to either play the short side or look for retracement to enter into a long position if we feel like there's upside potential? Always try to look at charts unbiased. No bears or bulls, just follow the price action. So we can see where most of the activity seems to be at around these levels. Let's take this off. So should the golden pocket area not hold, it could certainly go to the next fib level. However, it would have to go through all of this congestion here. So should we get through this area, 2742, we can certainly see 2757. And depending on how we get there, we can certainly try to make a touch on the top of this channel in order to see a pivot going down. It's definitely getting toppy. All right, let's take a look at other requests we have. So marijuana sector is definitely hot. Kind of reminds me of cryptocurrencies, to be honest. So personally, I wouldn't be playing this. It's gone parabolic. Barely any significant consolidations or retracements in order to make supports. So you can, I suppose you can see this as support level. Definitely support level there. But let's use our fibs. So we're going to take a couple pivots. Take one from there to the top. I'm just trying to do this quick for you. So I would certainly be looking at the 50 area for some kind of support. and then the golden pocket area. Now this is just speculation, but I can see this going down to the 30%, bounce up, touch the fib, and then come down to either the 50 or the 618. And at that point, we can reassess to either see more continuation to the upside or the downside. Let's make this watch list and check on it on Monday. Next up, AMD. Another volatile stock. Let's see. It's certainly possible that it'll go 100% retracement or more. Something to keep in mind. Start drawing some trend lines, see if there are any significance. Okay, this seems to be a very important pivot, rather resistance area. So let's zoom in down to the weekly. Let's take a retracement of the whole move. Let's try to get this right there. Okay. You see how when I retrace, it found support on the 50 line and it went back up. So let's see if this is a dead cat. So dead cat bounce is where the price fell to an extreme and it needed to consolidate before either pivoting or seeing some continuation to the downside. Let's zoom in here. Okay, so let's take these two pivots, the top to the lower, this pivot right here. And I'm not with precision to my points because I have the magnet off. It gets to be in the way sometimes. But you can certainly zoom in and get it to the penny. All right, so take a look at this one, just to make it easier to look at. You know what, let's make this completely dark. There we go, much better. Let's get rid of the lines. Red lines, okay. Easier to see, right? Okay, so from the monthly all the way back, you can see this trend line as support, as resistance, and resistance again. Now this pivot point is very, very important, it looks like. Right there, where we wicked off, we had no strength going forward, not even a retest as of yet. And interestingly enough, it hit the 50% retracement of the downtrend. How about this way? Should be a 1272. So if I were to look for a top, this is definitely my zone right there. So the fact that we hit a wick and got a big rejection here and continue and follow through. Leads me to think that this might be the top here. So let's keep an eye on this one. Some areas that it needs to get through. So I hit our fib, and it may come back up to retest this break of 2375, 2380 area, but it just seems to have done that with this wick and reject it. So now let's take a look at the next area. So you can see support here. Now we have a gap here. Something to keep in mind. What can we use? All right, let's use that. So we have a gap here. Something to keep in mind. And markets, gaps tend to be filled. It's just a matter of when and how. So we will want to see this. There was a bounce, then further downside to either hold here, break this, retest this area. And back up, and then possibly continuation to retest the lows. That's certainly possible. Let's keep an eye on it. What's the next one? FireEye. Saw some earnings and a drop. Let's take a look. So FireEye, where would I be a buyer? Let me use extended hours to get more data. Looks like it dropped on earnings after hours. If you were to buy here or tonight or tomorrow, you look for the 618 personally. Let's get exact here. The high, the low. What's our low? 1654. Golden pocket start 1654 to the penny. That would have been a perfect bounce right there. Nice scalp. But that would be a fall, trying to catch a falling knife, so be very careful doing that. Not recommend it. So next level of support that I can see is 1616, $16.20, 1620, somewhere around these areas right here. Oh, see what I mean? I'm trying to get over here and then the magnet pulls me back. So here's an area that would see a bounce, actually, including the golden pocket area. Pull the zoom out so you can see better. Yeah, we can definitely see some consolidation in this zone, especially if we're near or oversold. Let's see how that plays out. Next up, CGC. Another marijuana stock. Let's see. Just a glance, I'm going to say that your next support zone will be around 40, 43.20, 42.40, around this area, this block. Now if we break that, where can we go? You can see this area right here, 35. Right there. So what I'm doing is I'm seeing the price action and I'm determining any areas of support, resistances. For example, here, this is a bunch of congestion, so we're going to see a bunch of resistance between here and here. So, for example, and let me draw a different color. Let's use purple. So, again, you can zoom in and get more precise, but just as a demonstration and to make a point. So we see the price come up and stop, then come down, found support, and came back up. So the way to get through resistance, you need a clear break in order to entice the bulls to buy further. Now the most amount of volume would probably be here to break through resistance. And then ideally, to be smart money, you want to wait for a retest, which happened here through this wick. Let's get more precise right there. And then continuation. If this support, so resistance, once broken, becomes support, retest it, we'll see continuation. So now we pass through here. And that's your first resistance. And we close the candle there. Price came back down, found support on the previous support, bounced, found resistance at the 50. Oh, actually golden pocket, look at that. Almost. I would have bet to be a 50% retracement there. So I found resistance at the 52 golden pocket area, 50.618, and it came back down. I'm going to use these. It's most amount of resistances here. Okay, and then came back down. We tested it, and it broke support. 1, 2, 3, and it broke support. Then it found support at these levels between these prior resistances and this prior support. Then we bounced, came back up, found resistance here. See how we went through the resistance here, came back, retested it, broke through, came back up. That's your bear trap. So we bounced, kept going, kept going, kept going, broke through the resistance, got to the resistance, got rejected, but held through and pushed through. Made a lower high. We found resistance here. Came back down. So now this all kept playing back and forth, back and forth. So this whole area right here is highly congested. Now we go to present. What do we see? We broke through here, through this resistance, came back down, tested it, found support, came back up. However, we did not make it all the way up to that resistance, but we went to the middle, which I believe will be the median here. We're actually close to it, but not quite. So see how this makes a channel, touch, 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 and you find a relevant median or price consolidates around. So this seems to be significant when it comes to our current price action. So we made a higher high here from this previous high, and then we broke down. A big rejection with the shooting star. This became an inside bar. Even though the candle is bearish, you always want to wait for confirmation from the following candle. Point being, you have a doji followed by a bullish candle in continuation. You have a bearish candle, don't play it. See the next one. This is Harami. Harami stands for bastard child. We have a bearish candle followed by a bullish candle, which is small body, and then continuation. Right. So we shall see what happens. So if we break this support, we'll go down to this area based on price action. If we break through that area, I can see support next around, oh, sorry about that. Around 31 to 30 area right here. Now what does the FIPS tell you? Someone in a previous video had asked, how long do you need of history in order to trade the stock? And I had said a minimum rule of thumb, 6 months. But normally I wouldn't even look at it until you have a year's worth of history. Otherwise, you don't know what you can possibly make out of the price action. And in future videos, I'll show you different scenarios, different cases where it's very important to have price history. So just keep in mind that technical analysis does not predict the future. It just gives you the best probability of what's to come. So now our fib retracements. So interesting. So our price action actually has the 50 and the golden pocket area and the 38%. There you go, it's more fine-tuned there. Since this went up quite quickly relative to time, this retracement can take a lot longer than this. I'm probably going to spring, possibly. So let's keep that in mind. Let's keep that in mind and see where it goes. So now I hope you found this video useful or informative. If so, give me a thumbs up. If you have any stock picks you'd like me to go over in the channel for next time, go ahead and leave a comment below. If you want to support this channel and would like to see more upcoming videos, go ahead and subscribe so we can grow together. And if you have suggestions for future video topics, please comment below and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.